Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Like Clockwork. This is episode 5 now? 5. Wow. Today is, unfortunately for us, but fortunately for everybody who's a fan of sports ball, the Super Bowl. And there's the Chiefs against some team that picked up some kind of superhuman, and he just carried them all with him to the Super Bowl. So I am told I would have liked to have seen that. Sounds pretty neat, unless by carry them it just meant he played really good football, and then I'm not too interested. You know what would be great is if they could murder each other on the football field. I'd watch that.
I mean, they basically do now.
Isn't that the product Bowl Bounce? Isn't that
Blood Bowl? I mean, there's video games. You know, there's a skirmish game by Warhammer that is where you have like a dwarf team and an elf team and an orc team, and they just murder each other. Yeah, so
fun game.
Why are we here?
Yeah, just saying. So Super Bowl is happening. So we're recording this. We're gonna put it on YouTube. We'll probably try to stream it on Twitch sometime as well. Maybe, I don't know. Twitch has been being kind of a meanie to us these last few days. Not sure what's going on with that, but in the meantime, we have the Kickstarter. So we've been talking about this every episode for the last 4 weeks, right? Which is every episode. The Kickstarter is live. So if you're catching this it is still February of 2021, then please check it out. It is up on, you can search it on Kickstarter, Coddlesworth's Clockwork Circus, or you can go to www.remalternus.com/kick, and that will take you there. And it's been a crazy ride. We set a goal for $5,000, and we hit that, much to my surprise, in 15 hours.
Nobody else was surprised.
actually just over 14 hours and 9 minutes, I think, is what Sarah says. So that was excellent. And it's been steadily climbing since. So we're at about 6,500 as of this recording. And in addition to that, we also have been doing interviews. We've been talking to people. There's a couple of comic reviews that are really positive. And we were featured in a steampunk e-zine. And we got recognized by Kickstarter as one of the projects we love, which is
amazing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to feel about that. I mean, it's a positive. The feeling, whatever it is positive. But I don't know, what words I would use to describe that.
Kickstarter, they said brilliant creative, right, for projects we love, Sarah?
Yeah, and I'm learning more and more that the more success we're seeing in the Kickstarter, the more awkward Danny becomes. So,
wait, can we get him to massive levels of awkwardness? Yes.
The final stretch goal is just Danny sobbing behind a screen or something like that.
I love it. Let's do it.
So you heard it here, guys. Keep it coming with the Kickstarter. We have some great stretch goals coming that we've planned for, and some ones that we haven't planned for yet, because we're kind of leaving it up to what you guys like and love. So help us make Danny more awkward, and help us get some of these great stretch goals released for Coddlesworth's Clockwork Circus.
Indeed. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody that support. Just blown away. Next is other announcements from the cast. So what do we got? Randy?
Yeah, so for those of you who know, I'm over on the Saving Throw Show channel playing a game called All Games No Masters. And last week we finished the Quiet Year, so we're finally moving on to the next game. And which, Danny, according to your, hey, I wish these players would just murder each other kind of thing, we're playing a sports game that's not really well defined, and it's super weird and in space. So space sports. And it's called the game to play
Sports.
Yes.
Sports.
So it's called They Came to Play Ball. So if you're free next Wednesday, check that out.
yeah, as of this recording, if you're free on Wednesday, and even if you're catching this sometime way later, they're on Wednesdays until the end of like March at least.
Yeah,
So about the end of March.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's like a 8 series run or something that they're doing. Really cool, really fun, really fun cast. So check that out. What we got, Leah? I think you got something.
Yeah, so when I'm not playing an Elven Warlock, you can catch me on the upcoming pilot. I am one of the bikini models in the show. I can't go into too much detail, but you will probably see me falling off the car as I'm watching it. So just some humor for your day. And yeah, that's what I've got coming up in the future.
Awesome. Credited as girl falls off car and then Leah. That's really dope. Did you like scream when you fell? Because if you screamed, that's technically a line, right? And then like
I should have screamed. That would have been a line, but I think the only thing hurt in that scene was my pride. So there we go.
Yep. But you take it and you flip it. So now it's a positive. And Alex, I heard got she was they made her the CEO of McDonald's. She is now in charge of making sure that McRibs are available every day of the year.
Year round.
Yeah,
No, but
year-round.
I did get a nice promotion at work, and I appreciate it. But
Yay! It's been a good week.
It's been a good week.
Yeah.
And I just, in case anyone is concerned, I just want everyone in the audience to understand that I get it. McRibs are really disgusting. But they came out when I was a little kid. And so in my head, they are the best thing ever. Sorry. Not sorry. All right. So I think that's everything. So what we really want to do is get into some Dungeons & Dragons, get into the world of Caliphus, get into our characters. So I just got to say it's about that time. And with that, Panabon.
Hello.
Everybody's kind of left you behind in the inn.
We're all real not smart.
Yeah, you think I'd be sad about that, right? I'm not sad about it. I'm really frustrated. I love to stab things, and you know what I hate? When I stab things and they don't cease to be. I'm really frustrated how long it took to stab the Deadomancy creature, since we haven't picked up a name for it yet, but I know that Deadomancy is what Shayloon calls it.
I'm pretty sure it's Deadomancy at this point.
Deadomancy.
Yeah, Deadomancy.
The Deadomancy things, it's taking me too long to stab them, so I'm looking for some other avenues. So the first thing I have the incense I got from the hospital, because I couldn't find a good herbalist open on the north side of town. Left to my own devices, my hope is that I will either A, run into someone thieving that can show me where an herbalist is, or B, bump into an herbalist on my own, because I have a whole bunch of herbs now that I'm happy to steal. So I know there are some herb shops on the south side of town, and now I just have to figure out where they are in the south side of town.
Welcome to the south side. All right. Well, certainly. So heading out into the evening, it's still light. It's dusk. The sort of bustle in the street has not died down. In the south side, it doesn't die down until much later than it does in the north side. Just there's a lot more people have to do. there's rumors and stuff about a fire that broke out down in the further south. People talking about what may have happened, and some of them are saying that the city actually did the fire. It was like a controlled burn to sort of refresh the area a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So it's always nice to hear other people talking about your work. Much as it was a collaboration, and much as you feel frustrated that it wasn't your best work, which is what you're trying to fix now.
Yes.
So out you go into the air. It's humid, but not oppressively so. And looking around, it's just the normal hustle and bustle, but you're fairly certain that probably within eyesight of you is somebody that can help. That's just kind of how it goes.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I'm also looking to see, because in Palacune there's kind of a universal symbol for herbs and healing, and they don't seem to have that. They didn't seem to have that at the hospital that I recall from earlier today. But was kind of hoping that maybe it would just be commonsensical. But I don't always use my common sense. A lot of times I use my daggers to stab. So I think what I'll do is I'll just I'll see what the bartender knows, because the bartender's probably familiar with things, I would think.
The bartender probably knows a little something about something. You can definitely go and talk to the bartender.
Lovely. I will do that. Hello there.
Oh, hi. What can I do for you? You need a drink?
I would actually, I'm looking for a little bit of information. I'm trying to kind of figure out, what the layout is of the south side of town here. And so, where I'm from, where the gnomes are from, we usually use herb shops as kind of our landmark thing. It's a little known fact, little known secret. And so, do you know of any herbalists around here, or if they have a special symbol here in Merakadashta?
No special symbol, but if you're looking for an herbalist, well, what manner of herbalist you looking for? Are you looking for healings and teas, or are you looking for hunting equipment, or
Let's go with hunting. I think hunting is useful, because then I can compare with what I need. Yeah.
Okay. I believe then, if you want to find some things that are good for hunting traps and snares, you probably want to speak with Madame Besley. She is if you head outside, make a left, the first alley to the right that legitimately has enough space for a human man to walk through, and make your way down there. You'll soon come across her shop.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your help. It's usual where I'm from with my gnome colleagues, that all those kind of shops hang out together. So if my hunting snare new friend can't help me, do you think the other shop would be close by that?
It's how long have you been in Mirkodashta?
Oh, just oh gosh, how long have I been here? It feels like forever. I feel very welcomed. So it's really hard to say. You know how you just feel welcome to some places. I feel like the city really gets me. So it just feels like I've been here forever.
Okay. So in the southern side, it's kind of catch can. People set up where they set up. There's not any sort of plan to the structure of the various neighborhoods. I don't know if you've noticed, but if you step outside, it just seems that people build on top of whatever's there so that they can have their own space. But of course you know that you've been here for such a long time. So if you don't find it there, though, I'm sure Madame Besley can direct you to someone else.
Wonderful. I appreciate the assistance. And I take a silver and I put it down. I say, just for discretion's sake, because gnomes are about discretion. Let's just pretend that I never asked about herbalists, because I'm a very private person and I just like to keep my business to myself.
And then he slides the coin over. Very well. And then with that, his gaze lifts up over you as if you're not even there to then move over to and find like the next patron.
Lovely. Just how I like my anonymity to be. Okay. Well, so I am going to trudge out and I'm going to use the directions that the stalwart bartender gave me. I'm trudging out as myself. I'm no longer in my grandmother makeup, because sometimes I just want to be myself. So I'm just going to head out, and I'm kind of taking in the scene to see about people setting up, because sometimes they're easy to steal from, sometimes they're harder to steal from. So if I need to find another herbalist, I want a better sense of how to steal. And if I happen to turn down the wrong alley and there's a thief there that I can talk to, I wouldn't be mad about that either, because then that's two birds with one stone.
Right. So everything in the southern half of Mercadottia is so crowded together, and there's just enough people out that really stealing something is not difficult for somebody who has any practice stealing things. The question more is about whether there's anything of value worth stealing that's just left out. So aside from that, go ahead and give me an insight check as you are walking about.
Let's do an insight check. I don't have high insight. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how I roll.
All right. So with that, you eventually come to a point where there's a slightly wider alley to the right than the previous alleys since you've been walking down the street. There are plenty of alleys. It just looks like, for you, some of them are big enough, but mostly it looks like people would kind of have to squeeze in a little bit and, kind of turn to the side. This one, though, not so much. It looks like actually a couple of people could kind of fit through here. It's almost like a main thoroughfare into this little section of ramshackle huts.
Lovely. So before I enter, in case there are any thieves there that are eavesdropping or looking at a little glittery eyebrow gnome thinking they're an easy mark, I'm going to do the universal thieving whistle, so they know I'm on neutral ground and that I would want to converse with them after I'm done going about my business and I look bored. So I use the international Calliope thieving whistle, which any thief worth their salt, even level ones, kind of learn on like third day. And then I am just kind of looking for the shop.
Hex cannon, everyone. We have whistles for thieves.
Little known fact in the world of Caliphus is that if you're trying to be a thief in a thieves guild and you can't whistle, you're out. You're cut. That's it. I mean, you cannot be a thief. That's unfortunate for some folks.
Either that or it was the hand sign, and the hand sign kept getting misinterpreted from what I was told. That's what the book said. So we chose whistling. What you gonna do?
Yes. All right. They still use some of those hand signs. The whistling kind of is an add-on. But yeah, it's definitely, it helps because sometimes you're not looking at somebody and then you can hear the dulcet tones of Panabon's whistling and know that he's out a-hunting, or they're out a-hunting for friends. Anyway, the alley kind of cruises on down. You're whistling. It's like a uncertain tune almost that is what you're whistling. That kind of just says, I'm here. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'd like to be clued in, and I'm the kind of person you can clue in. So it's, it kind of is this sort of hesitant whistling of being a little nervous, which kind of fits the situation too. It's about 100 yards in where you see this split. And right there, kind of at the fork, is a shop that it's a shop because it's open. You can immediately see shelving on the inside. I don't believe that Ashani is one of your languages, so you do not know what it says on the placard that's hanging up above.
Well, that's true, but herbalism shops in Palacoon tend to have a smell, so would it have a similar smell, perhaps?
It does smell earthy, and as you walk by, and you do smell like various sorts of like herbs and spices, so certainly. A little bit of turmeric, because every herbalist carries turmeric. It cures everything.
Turmeric does cure everything. It's great. It's great for when you get like warts on your tongue and all that jazz. So I'm just gonna walk in and start looking around, even if I can't. It was really great. It just gave me like some words, and I may or may not have asked for a diagram of things. I cannot remember, but I like to have as few printed references as possible, just because I like plausible deniability. But yeah, I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna try being a customer first and see what happens, and then if I need to like do actual thieving, then I'll go from there.
Okay, so make a perception test as you're entering the store for me.
Make a perception test. I am as perceptive as I am insightful. Oh wow.
Panamon's having a good day.
Immediately upon entering the store, you notice it's slightly behind these sort of hanging peppers that are dried, and it's definitely the universal symbol for the people who whistle can be found here, and that is this that's definitely noticeable. It's the brand. It's up there, and yeah, you're walking into the store.
Great.
Inside there is it's not really big. It's maybe about 30 by 20. It's narrower, kind of going in, and there's sort of shelves on either side. There's a way to walk straight down the middle, and then at the back, but off to the right is your counter where you think someone's back there. It's a little dark, but and it's a little hazy, kind of smoky hazy inside the building. There's so you think there's somebody back there. You don't hear anybody moving, but yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna because I recognize the international symbol for people that are like me. I know better than to try to thieve this place on the first joint, because I'm not going to be here long in guild stuff, and guild people can be real prudes. Like, they just cannot take a joke sometimes. They don't like to play cards. Oh, don't want to get into it. So I'm just going to stand at the counter, and I'm going to knock and do my due diligence. And then if my due diligence fails, then that's on them. And I did the thing I'm supposed to do as a good consumer.
Okay. Note for the audience: thieves and guilds love to play cards, just not the way Panabon plays.
Fine.
With that, so yeah, as you walk up to the counter and kind of tap it, there's a shifting in the dark beyond. Like I said, it's very smoky and hazy, and you were pretty sure that was a person, but you didn't necessarily want to call out to it in case it was a bag of not person. So, but it turns out it is a person, and they kind of roll forward, and it's a woman. She's in a robe, or maybe it's a shawl, and just kind of it's loose on her head coming down, and she's got gray hair. Looks to be maybe in her 70s, maybe 60s, but in the sun a lot. And she just kind of looks down at you and speaks in Ashani, which of course you're very much like, I am sorry, I don't know what that means. But she does say, she looks at her and she's like, Bracons.
Common? Common?
Yes, common. What do you want?
I apologize. I'm here visiting some relatives, and they had a tree that destroyed right in front of their home, that destroyed all of their lovely plans. And so I'm trying to collect some herbs to create something that can kind of dissolve some tree root. And I was told you were the best herbalist in town, so that you would have some of the things I need.
Undoubtedly. Go ahead and make a deception test.
Oh, my deception is higher.
And what exactly do you need the preparation to do?
The preparation, what I want the preparation to do is to dislodge and dissolve. Basically make it so it is not standing anymore, so to speak. The branches are really kind of thick, and so I've tried going the general way about getting the tree down, and it's taking too much time, and it's a big hassle. And I want to get the flowers replanted for my family before I head off with caravans. So,
if this tree is as big as you say, why don't you just hire a normal-sized person to cut it down for you?
well, normal-sized people don't been very friendly in Merakadashta, but I'm not really from around here, and so I'm used to kind of relying on my own wits. And so I'd like to see if I can do it, and show some pride and love to my family. So that's what I'm trying to accomplish.
I see. I do have something that would work for what you're asking for. Unfortunately, it really only works on plant matter. I could prepare it for you.
I would be. I would happily. I would happily accept that, and pay a fair price for it, and to give it a try. It's worth trying to see what happens, and to honor your wonderful skill. And I thank you for that.
She does tap out something with her fingers, and well, that's surprising. I will fix that in 2 seconds. Here we go, because this is a language, and you have this language. So, but it's not listed as a language in the thing. So one of the cool things about Fantasy Grounds, everybody, is that you can just decide what a language is, and there's an option to kind of enter it in. The alphabets they're not randomly generated. They are, somebody made an alphabet for like Dwarven and stuff, but you can assign one of the alphabets to that language if you want. So if you don't have, say, Draconic in your world, and you could then use the Draconic alphabet for something else. We do have Draconic in our world, so we will be using Draconic for Draconic. But some don't have an alphabet, and that is okay too, because then we just no one else kind of sees what it is. That said, you will see what it is that is said because you will have access to it. But before you do, I have to give it to Tom, because Tom is the reason you can see all the wonderful things people say.
Tom is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, Tom speaks like 50 languages here. And now 51. Speak, whistle, hand signal, right? Cool.
There it is.
There it is.
Now I feel complete and whole.
Yes. All right. So, yeah, she taps something out, and just like there's another, like her other hand makes a quick sign, and then, and as she's doing that, she's kind of leaning forward as if she's expecting payment of some sort or what have you.
Okay, I drop the payment down, and then I say, my brother died, and we're trying to be discreet.
She smirks at that, nods. There is something I can add to the concoction to make it more potent.
I would appreciate that. You've been very kind, and I'm very grateful for any help you can offer, as this is your area of expertise.
Yes. She takes what coin you have set on the counter and kind of pulls it over. A gold coin. If come back in 3 or 4 hours, I'll have it for you. I'll need 4 more coins when you return.
I can make that happen. No problem.
Very good. Well then, pleasure to do business with you, Mr.
Call me Pakrin.
Mr. Pakrin. Very well. Have a good evening. We'll see you later.
You the same, yes. And then I'm going to walk out of the shop as though that conversation was completely fine and nothing untoward was said at all. And maybe I'm just going to hang out in the alley for a little bit. I know they've gone to the fights. I don't really have much interest in the fight just because it's out in the open, but I guess I should go and see and be supportive or something. And I have some time to kill, so yeah.
All right, so with that, you turn to the north, start heading out of the southern part of Merkudashta towards the Blue Joke Lodge, where your friends are supposedly having a row. Which takes us, by the way, to the Blue Joke Lodge, where, when we left off last week, Perunia made it to the second round. However, the fighter that she was pitted up against in that second round was merciless, just brutal. Like you could just tell, it was almost like he was built to fight Perunia on purpose.
No idea what you're talking about.
I'm kidding, of course. There were 2 critical hits in that match that were mind blowing.
Yeah. I did.
Right.
I did.
That's what your unconscious body is thinking right now.
Yes.
Right. So as everyone's sort of paying attention to what was going on in the ring, Rosalia felt a presence just kind of behind her, and as she turned to see who was there, this man was just too close, invading her personal space, and kind of like peering up into her hood. And then, as she was kind of registering what was going on, he suddenly exclaimed, "Another one!" And then he pulls out a loop piece of twine, and there are two what look like elf ears dangling from this twine. And that is exactly where we left off. So, Rosalia.
Turns and looks at this. Actually, she looks at him as he looks at her, and then she tries to pin him to the ground because she doesn't like people getting her personal space.
All right, so she wants to take him down. So, what we're going to do is we're going to have you roll a... I'm just going to make it an athletics check for now.
Danny, if possible, I'd also like to... You said I was in front of her, so I'd like to roll a perception to see if I was aware of this interaction.
Certainly. We're going to call that 15. It would normally be 10, but with everything going on in front, and the fact this guy's not really speaking loudly. All right, so yes, you do know. This is... You kind of turn as you hear this guy saying something. And so, Rosalia...
I just rolled. I don't know if it let's see. Try to find it again.
Did you double click on the little dice icon, or did you try to drag it over?
Click on the shield.
Okay, so it's not the shield. On the other side of the pluses is a little icon that's supposed to represent a 20-sided die. It's little. Yeah.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah!
All right.
Get some.
So immediately, just quicker than a flash, she just kind of grabs at him, puts a leg behind his foot, and just slams him to the ground. At this point, of course, that has drawn a little bit of attention now. There's this motion over here. Perunia is on the ground, and Flint, you're kind of standing over her, but this new movement has caught your attention.
He's kind of mid cranking a last one just to make sure, and she's like, okay, no, she's down, and then there's noise back there, so he turns and looks.
Yeah, so Rosalia's kind of has this guy pinned, and she's kind of got her knee on him, and is there anything you are saying or doing other than that?
I put my face really close to his, and I ask him, what is your business here?
Well, my business is you. I was told that someone like you is in town. What is Shayloon doing as this guy does a thing?
As she asked that, I kind of like cocked my head and I was like, I think he wants your ears.
Could be.
And
Sorry.
You're not getting my
Lachlan
ears.
hears the commotion that's happening, turns, and he's like, you guys, Perunia, she's... And then he sees all of that, and he just sort of stops.
I would like to cast, I think, Hold Person. Because I don't like this guy.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go, nope, when he tries to move. And
yeah, and he definitely like starts to move quickly, and you're going to try to nope him. So let's see. Shayloon is here, and we're going to target him, the elf killer. Ta-da. And go ahead and give us that saving throw to see if you get the hold.
My level 3 spells aren't on here yet, so it's just a wisdom saving throw.
All right. Oh, your level 2 spells aren't on here for reasons. That is odd. All right, well, we'll fix that right now. And what is your save DC while we're
14.
doing that? 14. All right, here we go. I'm going to roll for him.
Mess it up.
Saving throw. 14. That is unfortunate.
That's poopy.
But because, I don't like rolling for that, so I would like you to go ahead and roll it again anyway. It's now in there, level 2.
Okay. Oh, there it is.
Right, and he's targeted, so you can go ahead and just click that save button, and it will trigger.
He passed it. I don't like his name. His name on here is literally Elf Killer.
I mean,
I don't
if
think
someone
he's
wants
subtle.
No.
Nope, don't like that.
Name Elf Killer. Well, that's all.
Yeah,
Usually,
yeah.
usually
I-
that
you
works
know.
on Pandabon too. That's so sad.
My parents were weird, Mr. Killer and Mrs. Killer. They just, they really wanted to have an elf for a kid, but then, like that really made me bitter about life, and so
Now he
became
kills
true.
elves. So yeah.
Kills elves. Yeah, that's how it went. Okay, so as that did not take effect, he tries to stab Rosalia, who has the wherewithal to manage to keep her armor class. So it's just a standard attack. And Rosalia is able to kind of see the blade coming. It's a dagger. Like as you're on top, he tried to kind of sneak that out and stab you in the side. As you twist away from that, the orc sitting at the head of this arena stands up. What is going on over there? And he kind of does this, and a couple of orcs from the side start rushing in.
I just yell at them. He's an elf killer.
So one of them kind of grabs you by the shoulders to kind of pull you back away from the guy. Do you allow that?
No, I push him off and I try to kick at the elf killer to get him as far away from me as possible, so he doesn't try to stab me while they're pulling me off.
Okay, so the one is pulling you off. The other one is actually comes in and just puts his foot on the guy's chest, and then you kick him because there he is, and then the orc again tries to pull you away. It's that scene where like there's somebody trying to break up a fight and you're wanting to fight. So are you fighting against this, or are you content to let them pull you back now that the guy is pinned?
No, I still want to get at the guy.
Okay, so give me an athletics check, and this will be opposed.
Oh, that's trash.
Yeah.
That is trash.
So actually, he kind of gets his arms around your waist, and he just kind of lifts up and picks you off the ground, and just turns and starts walking you back. At this point, Savrufti stands and says, "If you're gonna fight, it'll be in the ring." The guy on the ground just starts cackling. Yes, in the ring. Let's go. The orc. Go ahead.
Flint is gonna help carry Perunia out of the ring. Like he's just getting back up, and he sees that, and he's like, "Oh, okay, something else is gonna happen." So, yeah, you there, come and help me. And they pick her up.
Put her down, ruffian. I have her.
He's like, "Oh, well, okay, come and help me." He says that.
Take her off on my own.
Like, okay, and you give her a little bit of a tap in the back. Good fight. Good, yeah, that was a good one. And he makes his way back out of the ring.
He turns.
Well,
the elf killer the elf killer is pulled up to his feet, and the would-be assassin that's doesn't seem to be doing a good job, really. And kind of gets hauled to the other side of the ring. The orc that's holding you is either continuing to hold you as you struggle, in which case we can have you do another athletics roll to try to break free, or as if you stop struggling, he kind of loosens his grip to kind of guide you to the other side of the ring.
I just want him off me, so I try to push him off because I don't like people in my space.
Okay.
It's not an elven thing.
Right. So it doesn't look like you're after the guy right now. So he kind of, as you're trying to struggle and just kind of push off, like, let me go, I'm fine, whatever. He does release you, and he just points to the edge of the ring. It seems that they want you to fight this guy one-on-one.
Only want to take off his ears. Just because
What's that? You went really quiet for a second.
Oh, I said challenge accepted. If I win, then my bet is to take off his ears, since he wants mine so bad. But if he wins, he doesn't get my ears. He can leave.
The orc looks and kind of looks over to the guy and looks over to you. The guy he's just kind of crouched low. He's got this really maniacal grin on his face. He says, "If I win, the ears are mine. You're not leaving." Yes. With that, everyone's like kind of paying a lot of attention. You notice that there are bloodstains on the floor. Perunia, you haven't seen like a death match or anything here. It seems always like it's sort of just fighting until someone goes down. But this gentleman, he looks back and forth at the two. The guy, the elf killer guy, has his sword out. It is drawn. He's definitely wanting to do some stabbing. So he looks and then you say to the death, and the guy just kind of doesn't even look over, just nod, just eyes focused on Rosalia. And then so the orc turns to you. To the death then? To the death then. Death then. Death then. It's a question to Rosalia.
Rosalia knows that in her world, if something evil isn't killed, it sticks around. So she nods in agreement because she wants him gone, wiped off the face of the earth, out of her way. Annihilated.
Okay. All right. So with that.
Also with that, Danny, I'm casting Unseen Servant right now, or Special Helper.
Also have something I want to prep, Danny.
All right, so everybody that wants to do or prep anything, go ahead and roll initiative.
Yeah.
I'd like to wake up.
Do I need to roll initiative?
You're no, but you are awake. I mean, you just got kind of knocked out of the ring. Within seconds, you're at least up enough to be coherent about what's going on.
I don't know why it rolled twice, Danny.
Up in health.
So
it rolled twice because you have disadvantage.
I forgot about that.
You're tired.
And
I had taken some naps or something. Man.
I had inspiration from a game ago, but none of my spells let me use it. So this is the first time I can use it. So I'm going to use it.
Okay. Feel free. I'm going to have this gentleman do his, which is not really that great. So we'll see what happens.
Brunia's gonna go to the side, in Rosalia's corner, and cheer her on, and you got this. Go right for the throat. Let's get rid of this guy.
Right for the throat. All right, so Lachlan, you are first. So really, what's first is the orc nods and says, "Begin," and then he just kind of walks back to his seat, sits down to watch murder happen in his lodge.
Right. So what I'm gonna do is you guys, as the match is about to start, Lachlan starts mumbling to himself, and as he does so, there's like a small, faint, like black smoke that starts coming out of his mouth, sort of like a low little seat. He's gonna cast Minor Illusion, and what he's gonna do is he's going to try to, at least for the first attack that Rosalia has against him, he's gonna be speaking into the guy's ear like, "You're gonna die. We're gonna kill you," kind of thing, just to like distract him, giving Rosalia a chance to really get a good, clean first hit off. So
Okay. All right. Let's see here. So that is your minor illusion spell,
Yep.
which can create that sort of thing. So let's see. What I'll have you do then is I will have you roll an intimidation check.
All right. Let's see. I'm not super bad at this. Oh no, I forgot I'm drunk. Or not drunk anymore, but whatevs.
So yeah, it's just like it's like a very tired person is trying to tell him these things.
I did what I did.
But you don't really sound that
intimidated. Got it.
That yeah. It just and he just kind of like cants his head a little bit and looks in the direction of where you had the sound coming from, and then he just kind of and then he charges forward, attempting to strike at Rosalia, who I assume is, when it's her turn, is going to meet him in the center of the ring. So here he goes. He does manage to actually, as he comes in, he ducks down and then brings the sword up in an arc. As Rosalia tries to spin away, she can feel like the burning of the blade kind of coming up her side, and he turns and he grins. He's like, "That's one." Shayloon.
You're muted or on push to talk.
So he's at the center of the ring now?
Yeah, they're kind of just in the ring together. It's not like, because a fight like this, there's all this sort of maneuvering that people would do. I'm not trying to set up a sort of like super tactical where people are. And I'm going to try to figure out a way to do one-on-one pit fighting that is a little more engaging than back and forth hitting each other, because Perunia's probably going to get into more pit fights.
I'm volunteering for them. Yes.
It's like everywhere they go. So
it's important to Shay, because she's casting Unseen Servant right behind him, so that if he gets pushed or steps back, it's low to the ground and he trips over it.
I understand.
That's important.
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
Cool.
So you're casting the spell, and you're going to then have the servant make sure it's positioned in such a way that if he steps back or gets pushed back, that he will trip and fall.
Yep.
Got it. All right. So with that, we are now on to Aegis.
I'm just gonna bandage Perunia while this is going on, half watching the fight, half bandaging.
All right. And actually, Rosalia didn't. Your initiative didn't take. So on your character sheet on the main page, right in the middle of the sheet is the INIT. It says +3.
Did that work?
It didn't go on to Perunia, but I will put it on her.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So did you catch that, Leah?
I saw it go in, but maybe it didn't. Let me try again.
There you go.
The first time it was a lot higher. Maybe
well, happily, it kind of resolves. It's working out that it's happening when it's about your turn anyway. So yeah, it is indeed your turn.
I want to block his attack, and I want to do it with one of my hex blades, like throw my hex blade at him.
Okay. So you're going to you kind of create one of those blades and hurl it at him so that he basically hurting him and kind of trying to get him off you a little bit. So you are now targeted onto him. Yep. So go ahead and find the one that you're doing, which is your feather blades, right? Now, what you can do before you actually do this is, as a bonus action, you can cast either your Hexblade's Curse or your Hex spell.
It's the curse.
So the Curse is going to give you a little bit of extra damage. It's going to increase your critical chances, and when you kill him, when you kill him, you're going to get some health back. You kind of siphon that health energy from him. The Hex is just going to give you that additional damage. The Hex Curse, once it's done, it's done. The Hex, once it's done, if there's more people to fight, you can move it around to other people. And you can also use both, just not at the same time. Not cast them at the same time.
So for my curse, is this where I go in and take effect?
Right, so if you want to do the curse, then you're going to hit the 3 effects.
All 3?
Uh-huh. All right. So, and then you can see how the coding works. So the curse goes on to the elf killer, and then the benefits of the curse go on to you. All right, so now you're going to, and your feather blades are essentially Eldritch Blast. So what we're going to do is have you roll on your spells Eldritch Blast feather blade attack, which is your ranged +5.
Which tab am I on? Expanded spells?
We're still in the action tab and under spells cantrips.
I'd have to hit the magnifying glass.
Got it. Okay.
Right.
Cast or attack?
Attack. All right. So that hits. So as he kind of comes up and you're spinning away, you form that blade in your hand and hurl it in his direction, and it hits him right on the chest. Go ahead and give us the damage part of that now. Just click that blood drop there.
Nice.
Okay, so so that kind of sticks in, and as he's like reaching, he's like, ah! It just kind of fades away in a sort of a glitter of like smoke and dust. So that was that. Perunia.
On my turn, I'm just gonna shout out, "That's it! Keep doing that! That was amazing, Rosalia! You got this!"
When he took that nut, did he happen to step back at all?
He did not step back. And, well, we'll get to that. But your servant is trying to do its thing. And if it was a seen servant, it would be pretty funny watching it, like, try to keep maneuvered. But it is an unseen servant, so no love there. Lachlan.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try it again because I'm not trying to be too obvious that I'm using magic and stuff, but I'm gonna try to intimidate him. So I'm gonna roll another intimidate. Come on, dice, at least give me something.
Okay. Yeah, it. He seems to hear it, but it doesn't really.
Okay.
It's not connecting in a way that is worrying him at this point.
It's fine.
Not sure why. As he growls and just lunges for Rosalia, you'll pay for that. And apparently, maybe she was expecting him to be a little more surprised, but yeah, he lunges forward and actually scores a very decisive hit, staggering her a little bit, but you are in the fight. You're not knocked out or knocked down or anything. Shayloon?
Oh boy. All right, so I can use my bonus action to keep manipulating the thing, my special helper. So if I'm also no, I don't want to do that because someone's gonna see it. Someone won't see hold person. So let's try that again.
Okie doke.
Let me make sure that's not a.
Yeah.
So hold person is concentration. Unseen servant is not. So I'm good. Okay.
Right. And what are the components for hold person?
Hold person. Well, I have my focus, so let me make sure.
Well, so when I say components, I really mean what are all of the different things? Like,
Okay, give me one
do you have to
second.
like do some hoobly hoo? Do you have to say words?
It's VSM.
Okay, so yes, you are going to have to shout something and do a point or whatever. So it is.
I'm going to try to finagle it in to be natural, and I'm so good at this, guys. So I'm going to go like as I'm maneuvering, like I'm like nervously maneuvering the unseen servant, and then I'm going to go yeah, do the thing, Rosette. Nope. I'm like trying to like be subtle, but like I'm just awkward in general. So what's really the difference? So
Right. Okay. Well, go ahead and cast the spell.
okay.
Runia looks at Shayloon like, you look crazy.
All right. So with that, he's like he grins and then you yell nope, and he just kind of locks in place for just a second. Go ahead and click the second effect now that he's failed. All right.
Bad elf hunter. I mean, human hunter who bad person. You are a bad person.
Rosalia, so you can also now that, so when I said not at the same time, I mean in the same action, the same turn, you can cast Hex if you want this time, and then you have the benefit of both the curse and your Hex spell, so you can use that as a bonus action as well.
I think so. I'll cast Hex, which is just effect.
Okay. It's the 2 effects again. Yes. Boom. Nope. That's Hex Curse. So go down a little bit.
Eldritch Blast.
Underneath Eldritch Blast. Keep going. There you go. That's it. Exactly. All right. So now you have he's both hexed and you have your curse on him. Go ahead and tell us what you're doing now.
I want to get some distance in between myself and him.
Okay. Your mic is cutting out.
No.
Sign language.
We can hear you, but like very, very, very quietly.
Yeah, just speak loud.
Okay, I'll yell. All right, how about this? Is this better?
Wow, that works.
yeah.
And in fact, now that kind of tells me probably what's wrong, but we'll fix that during the break. All right. So you move away, and he doesn't follow. Oddly enough, he's got this strange grin on that is a weird grin, and he is definitely something's going on. So you step back.
I'm gonna yell, "Throw another blade!"
Yeah, I'm a little weirded out because I feel like there's something that he has up his sleeve that helps him cut off Elf's ears. So I'm trying to get a little vantage point from a distance, but I get the feeling that I need to throw something else at him because if I don't, he's going to attack me. So get him before you get God, I guess. So
True.
I'm gonna, let's see, what do I have? I want to throw a pack weapon at him. I want to throw, where is he? Where's she at? I want to throw I think this is my sword. No, that's my bow and arrow.
Remember that it's going to take an action to create your packed weapon. So you can do that, and then on the next turn you'll have it available for you. There's no reason for it to be a ranged one because you just have your feather blades. But yeah, you can. Yes. Okay. Yes. Hi.
You can create a sword and then attack him with it on the next turn.
Yeah, you can create a sword and attack with it on the next turn, and that sword will have certain other benefits as well.
Or you can use my green flame blade.
Well, you'll have to have the sword first.
Okay, so I'm going to take the action to get my sword ready.
All right. So what we're going to do now is go to your packed weapon, not at the top, but down where your Hexblade's curse is. And you're going to expand that out with the magnifying glass, and you're going to choose the one in the middle. There you go. All right. So now you have you've basically formed this blade just out of thin air, kind of like you do like that, and just like the blade kind of forms out until you have the whole thing. It's really cool effect.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And you're going to prepare for whatever he's going to do next. Aegis.
So I finished bandaging Perunia. And as I'm bandaging, I'm watching the battle and starting to get a little bit more into it. So I just stand up and kind of cross my arms, and I'm watching the ring. Can I do an insight check to kind of survey what's going on? Specifically, I want to see if I can tell what kind of shape she's in right now after taking those 2 hits. Insight or medicine? Can I get
you can use medicine to do that because she's not hiding anything from you.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh
give
my.
it to me.
So if she takes another hit like the last one, she probably is going to go down. You imagine. That said, that was a serious wallop. So, notwithstanding, if he hits her and she doesn't take him down first, she's probably got a few more seconds. That said, it is Perunia's turn.
That was an action, right?
Yes.
A full action to do that? Okay. Well,
yeah, to actually do the full check, you're looking at, watching her and seeing how she's bleeding and what have you.
Just to finish, I'm gripping, white knuckling my holy symbol, unconsciously. And that's my turn.
Okay.
Okay.
Bonus action, grip holy symbol.
Perunia is gonna so I'm at the edge of the ring shouting up, of course, instructions, and I'm like, okay, now that you got the weapon, you gotta take him down as quick as possible. Don't get another hit like that. Get him out.
So Perunia's yelling.
Does that give any aid? Does any of my does she get an advantage for that? Because I'm giving.
No.
Like a coach? I don't know.
I mean, but it could also be distracting. So balances out, right? But that could be an ability that we could think about since you're a pit fighter. That somehow encouragement can be an assist. But we'll look at that. All right. Yeah. So that's Flint. You're just kind of watching, right?
Yeah, he's watching. He placed a bet on the lady with the pointy ears. She seems to be competent, and she tackled the guy and put him to the ground. And that's his jam. So he's but before the fight started, that's what she did.
Right.
Now they're in the pit, and he's like, yeah, could let me put a few bills on that, and for that lady right there, she seems like this guy is creepy, and she seems to know what she's doing.
She does, and then she formed a magic sword.
Yeah, that's
Lachlan.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried twice, so I'm not gonna do that again. But what I am gonna do is start trying to get some people to chant Rosalia in the audience, like Rosalia, like you know. I'm just gonna be like,
You can do it. All right. So same as Perunia, though. It's not,
Yeah.
you know, but it's
not
a
for
good
her.
time.
I want people in the audience to know who killed this elf killer.
Right. Okay. It is the elf killer's turn, but he's paralyzed. For Shaylun, if you could please hit that saving throw again.
Hopefully it goes well.
Hopefully it goes well.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is.
It went well.
Yeah.
Yay.
It is your turn, Shaylun.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is use my bonus action to move the unseen servant in front of him. So now that if he does break it and he steps toward Rosalia, he's going to fall over on it. So that's my plan for that. And then I'm also going to make sure that this works the way I think it is. Yep, because nobody will see it because it just appears, and that's great. Yeah, I'm gonna do frostbite.
Okay.
So it will. Okay, let's see if it works first before anything happens. I'm excited. Okay, here we go. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna go. With even though this is some hot action, it's feeling a little cold in here, and I feel chill freezy, and I'm like waving my book and my quill around very awkwardly, and with that, as I'm shouting that, his blade starts to ice over, and he's going to take some cold damage, and if he on his next weapon attack, if he gets out for some reason before the end of his next turn, which I don't think he will, but anyway, it's going to do some cold damage on him. So here we go.
Okay.
I need my magnifying glass so that I can hit the damage. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Nice.
All right. So it has done the damage, and if he tries to attack, it's going to be with, you said, disadvantage, right?
Yes.
All right. And does that say next attack or next attack before the end of your next turn?
It says it has disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
Okay. All right. So that happens. Rosalia, we're back to you. He hasn't moved. He seems to be biding his time, but his sword now seems to be rhymed with frost, so maybe he's got some magic of his own. I don't know. Better get in there and do murder, I guess.
It looks like I have, and I don't know if this is. It looks like I have like a grenade or something, but I'm not sure. It looks like a bomb.
So, okay, so that is in your action tab. Okay, so basically that's just saying if it's a bomb shape, it's like something you would throw. If it's a range shape, it's something.
Okay.
So, but really, it should be a sword shape. So,
So can you throw my sword like a bomb? Is that what it's saying, or like throw
yeah,
my?
It's saying you could, because you throw bombs. So it's saying thrown weapons. That's the symbol because it's. You know.
Okay.
Sorry, it'd be so funny if you just pull a grenade out right now in the middle of this and just.
Copy that. Elf magic in a bomb.
Those steampunk grenades, you know.
Yep.
I need a can I throw? I want to throw my sword at him while he's paralyzed.
Okay, so you can throw your sword at him. In doing so, that would give you disadvantage because a sword is not meant to be thrown. That said, you can. And just for rule's sake, because he is paralyzed, you would get advantage, so it would just be a straight roll. But you would have to push the disadvantage button.
Why not just go and hit him with the sword?
Yeah, you should. I think that might be nice.
You should. I think that'd be nice. That's so cute.
Perunia's just gonna yell, "Go get him!"
So can I can I lunge at him with my sword? Because I can only see launch, like a bow and arrow, or throw.
Okay, yeah, don't worry too much about that. It's just a symbol. The mechanics are going to work out the same either way. So yeah, so if that's what's making you think like you have to throw it, don't worry about those symbols. It's really just about the dice and the damage at the end. So go ahead and click on one of them.
It says 2 hands.
Oh, what's that? We didn't hear you.
Oh, I clicked on the magnifying glass for the sword.
Yeah, so the sword, you're just going to double click the dice symbol inside. Boom. All right, so that is a hit. So you come in sweeping with this blade you've created. He doesn't even move, and you come down. Go ahead now and roll the damage. So next to the dice that you rolled for the attack is a box that says 4 piercing, magic. You'll want to double click that box.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that you gave back more than what he hit you with, and it cuts a long gash down, and you can see that it's bleeding profusely. It looks like this guy probably, if you can get him one more time before he attacks you or gets to move, you feel like you've probably got this. Meanwhile, Aegis.
So Shay's magic, does that just appear on his blade, or did it come out of Shay?
I did it on purpose.
That
it says
one?
it just appears.
Yeah, it doesn't come from her.
I'm trying to only cast stuff that doesn't trace to me.
Okay, cool. Because then I wouldn't even notice it either. Okay, then I, yeah, might as well. Gripping my holy symbol tightly. I will cast. Use my divine. What is it called again? Channel Divinity, and I will do divine Aegis, which is coincidental, guys. It wasn't named after me.
Right.
And I will also kind of unconsciously. This is the first time I'm using this as well. I feel kind of inspired. For some reason, like overtaken by a spirit, and I will give her. All I can do is 3 hit points right now.
Right.
From my wisdom bonus.
So, divine Aegis, everybody. This is a new ability for the protection, the guardian domain. So starting at 2nd level, the cleric can use their channel divinity to shield others from harm. As an action, choose a number of characters you can see within 30 feet of you, up to a number equal to your cleric level, minimum of 1. For a duration of rounds equal to your wisdom modifier, so your wisdom modifier right now is what, 2 or 3?
3.
3. Each of them gains temporary hit points equal to your wisdom modifier at the end of your turn. So it'll only ever get as high as 3. So then if they get hit, it's just this like buffer of 3 hit points that they'll have every turn for the next 3 rounds. So go ahead and
Oh, it's not automatic?
no. So what you're going to do is you're going to, well, I'll set it up for you. You're targeted on Rosalia. Who else are you choosing? Because you're a cleric level 2, right?
Yeah, I can choose, right?
You can. You don't have to. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm only paying attention to the battle that's going on right now.
Okay, so go ahead and click the
actually,
effect
you know what?
then.
I'll throw one on Perunia as well.
Thank you. Heaven knows she'll use it.
Just in case there's like a Dragonborn killer that's next, right? So
Right, yeah.
all right.
Or in case Panabon comes back and starts stabbing orcs.
Right.
I swear,
all right.
if this guy falls down and Danny says, one of you gets tapped on the shoulder, I'm going to lose my shit.
All right. So that was the Divine Aegis put on you to
2 ages.
tell us that it's on.
Mhm.
And then, is that the only thing that you have in there? You
Do I
should
just drag
have
the-
a...
I think it says third. Do I drag that onto the...
No. Just click the button.
I did, and that's what happened.
Oh, interesting. We'll fix this right quick because there's supposed to be this on it,
Oh, there you go.
which is targets, temp, plus, and 3. There you go. Yep. And that totally worked.
And for
So,
Perunia, oh, they both went. Okay, I see. Sweet.
right. Fix this real quick, and then that's 0. Okay.
And in my head, I hear a soft female voice whisper, "Protect."
He protect. All right. So that happens, and there seems to be a little bit of a light that kind of, just very briefly, like it's a blink and you miss it kind of thing, that kind of just expands out just a little bit from both Perunia and Rosalia at that moment. Perunia.
Perunia does not notice the light at all because I'm so intent on Rosalia's match. And so I'm like jumping up and down. I'm cheering for Rosalia, like, you got it. You've almost got him down. Keep going.
All right. Flint still just...
Flint is looking over and he sees all sorts of weird things happening. Like his sword is covered in ice and then she glows. So he's like, huh. He's still looking over, like having already placed his bet. He's calling drinks and looking at the fight and commenting on it with like other people that he know in the crowd.
I just hold my nose for the cigar smell.
All right.
He's on the other side of the ring, probably.
Oh,
Because
well, still.
yeah, probably that's fair.
All right. Well, Lachlan.
Yeah, so I'm going to hold my action with prestidigitation so that when Rosalia hits him again and like deals the like finishing blow, there's gonna be like a shower of sparks that come off the sword that she's
I
using.
really thought you were going to say blood, and I was going to be like, wow, that's real gross.
Oh, but maybe this audience would like that better.
I mean,
Maybe
they probably would, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the illusion actually that I want to go with.
You create the finish him effect where like in the like later Mortal Kombat games where like all the bones start flying out, but it's more bones than they have because it's just ridiculous. Like there's 10 skulls and like 500 femurs.
Yeah,
right,
I can't do that much, but I can do like 3 little things.
Shayloon, can I get from you a saving throw?
Here's hoping. Yay!
Great.
All right.
I had been out of practice with my nopes for a little while since we ran into these guys, so.
All right. So, with that, it is your turn. Well, yeah. So.
Okay. So, let's see. This guy's looking really, really bloody and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I cast death. Okay, Shayloon, wow.
Overkill.
Power of kill.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna block. I think I'm gonna drop Unseen Servant because I'm starting to feel like pretty confident that like we've got this, and I want to save the concentration for really holding him still. And let's see here. I think I'm just gonna maybe. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do because I don't want. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is go up to the side of the gate because I've been talking smack from the sidelines for a while now, and so I'm gonna up my smack game, but I'm gonna do it from because I know he's facing Rosalia, so I'm gonna move. Where am I? There I am. So I'm gonna move this way and try to distract him by going. Your face is problematic, and your mom doesn't love you.
Perunia looks at her like, yeah, that's the spirit.
As Rosalia, you hear that, and he seems to be just waiting for you to follow up. So go ahead and make that attack with the packed weapon. Oops. I guess you're expecting him to move, and in sort of a anticipation of how he's going to dodge. You actually swing to the right of him, and because he just doesn't move, which is really strange. That said, to kind of hurry things along a little bit and not belabor the point, Shayloon, if I can get that saving throw again.
Oh, yeah. I'm so lucky.
It is. It's pretty good. So Rosalia, go ahead and we're just gonna move through that because everyone's mostly cheering and screaming and shouting. So make that attack again.
Can't hear you.
Does it matter how I do it? Like, can I use the sword or the bow or just like the sword?
You can use either one of the things up there. It doesn't really matter because they're the same thing. It's just because of the way the program works, it's just giving you two options. So, all right. So that is your hit. Woo! Go ahead and give us the damage. And explain exactly how this. So what is this? You kind of miss with that one strike, and then how does this play out as you this is the hit that kills him. So how do you kill him?
I decided that instead of lunging with the sword, I was going to use it like a bow and arrow. So I stepped back maybe 4 steps, then I ran towards him and threw it like a spear because it's a sword, but you can use it in different ways. Yeah. And it went straight through his heart. And I also took 2 of his ears off with it.
Yeah, no big.
Also, there is a shower of blood that just when the sword hits, it just splurts out. It doesn't even go anywhere. It just looks like a mist of blood popping into the air, and the crowd goes wild. I hope.
Take that elf killer.
Yes.
Shay's all goes yay! And then all sees all the exploding blood and stuff. It goes, oh.
Brunia's jumping up and down, yeah!
Hey Dan, so my eyes are darting back and forth. Well, what is the audience they've seen ice develop on a sword. They may have caught a quick flash. They just saw blood into the air. What's the crowd like? Can I get a gauge on what the crowd is reacting right now to all the oddities?
Yeah, make an insight check. Do you drop your spell, Shayloon?
The hold person one?
Mm-hmm. When you see the sword come out the backside of him?
I'm going to time it. And that's part of why I didn't attack in the last round either, was I was I don't want it to be the audience to see him just be standing there and then just die. So I've been she had to do the final blow. So I've been like timing it to be like, oh, he fell over because he's dead. That's too bad for being a poopy face that hurts people for no good reason.
All right, so yeah, he just kind of falls to the ground. Given that there's not really any other threat, I mean, does Rosalia even take the sword back? Because, you know, you just leave it in there, walk away. But yeah, so he slides to the ground and he falls. So Rosalia, what's your reaction, or what do you do next after that?
I take my sword. I walk over to him. I slice off a piece of his clothing. I grab the ears, I tie the ears up, and I hang them around my neck. And then I walk off out of the ring.
The various orcs are all kind of stamping. And a couple of them come onto the ring and just grab the guy and just start dragging him away.
Where do they take the body? I want to watch where they take the body, because I'm sure as shit going to make sure that body doesn't come back.
Okay. Well, we'll find out where they take that body when we come back from our break, 10 minutes, and we'll see everybody then. And we are back. When we left off for the break, Rosalia had just killed the guy that was trying to take her ears. Turned out wasn't maybe as dangerous as he thought he was, or, you know, that it's hard to fight when someone has paralyzed you with magic. So
you're welcome.
That you know, that's a thing. As everyone inside is kind of congratulating each other and being generally happy that Rosalia won, but also a little bit concerned about the trophy taking. But maybe that was just like you get what you give kind of thing. The two orcs that are dragging this body out, Shaylun is kind of scurrying along behind them. How close are you? Like scurrying along behind them, like they know you're chasing them, or are you trying to like keep distant from them a little bit?
I haven't really thought that far ahead. I'm just trying to maneuver through the people that are like 3 times my size while keeping up with them.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not. You don't lose them as they're moving. People are making space, and then if you're, you know, you could kind of like just stay right in the wake of that, you know, where before people come together, you're just kind of scurrying there, and they take the body out through like a side exit, opening the door, and this opens right out into the street. There are a couple of orcs that are just kind of hanging out in that general vicinity, probably are, you know, making sure no one comes in from that direction that isn't supposed to. And as this happens, Panabon is approaching the lodge and doing the Panabon thing where Panabon is looking around the building as opposed to the front of the building like most people do.
Yeah.
So that... Go ahead.
I noticed that there seems to be a kind of... there seems to be kind of a vibe of you're not getting in without a person to let you in. That seems like a bit of a hassle to me. But what makes me happy to notice is that people that want to get in that are kind of crowding around are not paying attention to their wallets. So I'm gonna pickpocket a little bit. I have a successful slippery wallet I never used that I'd like to use.
Okie doke.
So I have plenty of that. And then because I am the type of person that notices things, I notice a dead body and Shay not far behind, and that definitely piques my curiosity. So now I need to figure out how to get to where that is, because then that's another potential way inside.
So go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check as you're moving through this crowd.
Sleight of hand with advantage?
Not with advantage, but your difficulty is not that high.
Okay. But I
Okay.
succeed.
You did not fail. You managed to get into a few pockets, earning you a small amount of coin. Nothing extravagant. You find at the end about 12 gold pieces worth of coinage that that you're able to kind of collect just in that little space before you notice Shaylun and the body exiting from somewhere behind the building. Must be because definitely they didn't come out the front. I mean, that you know.
Okay. I'm assuming the guards are in front of like the alleyway, the breezeway there. Is that where they are?
No, I mean there are no guards
Okay.
per se. You don't see any
But I can't
guards.
just walk into the breezeway. Like there are orcs that would stop me.
So in the front entrance, yes,
Okay.
there are orcs there. I thought you were talking about wherever Shaylun and the other orcs exited out.
I was trying to decide if I needed to make up a sob story about that being my sister, but if I don't need to, then I'm just going to daintily walk forward over to Shay and be like, "Hey, what's with the dead body?"
So I just got out the door and they approach me. Oh, you're quiet, Danny.
And a wild Panabon appears, yes.
And a what? Okay. I want to make sure it says dead. Hold on.
Why? I mean, obviously, dead is good, but what did this particular person do?
Are you now following? Are you now following Shaylun as you're talking, or are you trying like to stop to have a conversation that Shaylun is like trying to get away from?
Yeah, I'm not listening.
I'm following. I'm
Okay.
following and kind of just jogging along to keep up and like in the ear, like asking for an update because this is slightly unusual. This seems like something I would do. And so now I'm very curious as to what's going on and why the universe is tilted on its head.
That's a fair point.
Like, Shaylun, did you stab that guy?
Did you? Is this your doing?
They would be so proud.
I'd be so proud.
But no. All right, so I'm moving. Do I see where they're taking this body? I'm just trying to.
They're heading south. They're going down a main thoroughfare, and it's by this time it's fairly dark. There's not a lot of people out. A few people that are out aren't paying attention to two orcs in the wagon they're pushing, like to see what's in it. But definitely you're heading towards. It looks like one of the bridges that goes into the south part of the city.
Okay.
Can
I mean,
move up
you
into
know,
there?
Shaylun's really intelligent. It doesn't take her long to kind of suss out where they're probably going.
To the body pit.
I yourself don't do it.
The open
It's
body
a
grave.
graveyard. Let's, come on. Let's be respectful here. Body pit.
I think what I have a purpose. Describe to me this wagon.
Oh no.
This wagon. It is mostly made of wood.
Okay.
There is some metal reinforcement around the sides, but it's like thin, cheap, kind of hammered in place. The axle is metal. It's a metal bar, it looks like, and then the wheels are metal spoked with a rubber wheel around the hub. So it's
like a wheelbarrow.
Yeah. Well, there's two wheels on either side. There's a wheel on either side. But other than that, yeah, they got a handle on the side and they lift it and they walk and they push it forward almost like a wheelbarrow.
All right. That's disappointing. Okay, that's fine. So as I kind of figure out where we're going, I go, Panabon, I'll explain everything, but I need you to do Panabon things and distract those two so that they leave the wagon for a moment.
Ooh, that sounds exciting. Why? What are you doing?
There is no time for why. Do it!
Oh my god. All right. Okay, so I'm just gonna run very quickly to in front of the orcs and hold up my deck of cards and ask them if they'd like to pick a card.
As you do so, they look at you. Now, are you standing in front of the wagon like they have to stop or run you over, or are you standing like to the side and trying to get their attention that way?
Oh, right in front. I took it very literally. It's just
Okay.
like if they keep going, they're going to run over a glittery eyebrowed gnome.
Okay, so they stop and they and one of them barks out at you in Ashani something that you don't quite understand, and you're speaking common when you ask them.
Yes.
Okay. The other one says, "Out of the way, gnome."
Oh, come on! Can't you stop for a moment? Just have a little bit of fun. Here, I'll do you the first card, and I throw a playing card in his face.
Okay. You throw a playing card. I mean, he just kind of does this, and then he looks at his buddy, and they turn the wagon a little to the side and start pushing it forward.
Oh, I can meet that step, right? I assume
You can. It's not hard. Like
And
you can be
another
that.
card. Another
You can
card.
be that gnome.
I'm just going to keep throwing cards in the face until they draw one.
Is this your card? Is this your card?
Was this your card? And of course, I need to kind of try to keep track of Shayloon to see how long I need to do this for.
While all this is happening, I'm going to bring back my special helper. And I'm going to send it to... All right, I need you to go over there and search the body and bring me anything you find. And I'm waiting and watching Panabon and the invisible entity rifle through.
Okay. So eventually they kind of just shake their head and they growl, and one of them comes up to Panabon and says, "Fine, show me cards."
And can I do like a sleight of hand, a card trick
Yeah,
spell?
what are
or
you trying to
anything?
do?
Can I,
Yeah,
like,
you have sleight of hand, so that's your...
Let's see if I dazzle them.
What is the trick you're trying to do?
It's called Pinochle, where I take one set of. I assume this is like this universe where it's got 4 different suits.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's a trick where I take it, I show one suit, and then I shuffle around, and then magically it's one of a whole different suit. And it looks really impressive and pretty when it's done well. Okay.
So you do that, and then when you pull the card out again, it's just the same card.
Yeah, it's
No. It's just the same card. You did not do the trick correctly.
Oh, sad. I got nervous. The orcs make me nervous.
Yes. When you're going to do a trick, describe the trick first and then do the sleight of hand, because different tricks are going to have different levels of ability based on whether or not I can do the trick. So if I can do the trick, it's the difficulty is low, and if I can't do the trick, then the difficulty is probably medium, and if the trick sounds really crazy, then it'll be high. But yeah.
Okay, good to know. All right, well, after that fails, what I'm going to do is, oh well, and then throw the rest of the cards up into the air, blinding them momentarily. I don't think I know any limericks, but I'm just going to start dancing in front of them to continue to distract them, potentially inviting their ire, but I'm fine with that.
I mean, you also have Split the Veil, which is something you can use at this point to like have a second dancing Panabon.
I love that.
What, like 18 seconds? Yeah.
I didn't know how long that lasted, but I would love to do that. That would be really fun.
So remember, it only lasts a few seconds, right? But there's no limit to how many times you can do this.
Okay. Because I thought the incantation, like, it stopped.
It's not even an incantation. It's so when you switch a mask, that triggers the magic if you want it to, and that creates that second copy with the mask that you just switched out of. So now you're in the new mask, but the copy is in the old mask.
Great. Let's do some split the veil then. Let's have some fun. Let's make it a party.
All right. So yeah, there's now 2 Panabons there, Shay. You've seen this once before, but it's still a little bit unnerving for there to be 2 Panabons.
One Panavon is scary and unnerving enough.
Right. And I mean, the cool thing about Split the Veil is like you have control over what it does. So like you can send it around to like mess with one of the orcs on the side, and then when he turns to deal with that veil, that veil, it then when it winks out, and then he's like, and then the next one is there, and it's which one is you, kind of thing.
I love that. I was just going to do some tumbling, but I'm totally going to mess with these orcs. I mean, if I have to distract people, maybe I can get some coins out of them from giving them a good show since the card trick failed. So, yeah, any moment is an opportunity to excel.
Like you pickpocket them, but later you're just like, well, I gave them a show. That's how they paid. All right. You can give me a sleight of hand with advantage this time for that wall inside the wagon. Your friendly, helper guy is comes back to you and gives you a wallet with some soggy bills, a little pouch with some coins in it, and a loop of twine with 2 elf ears attached.
I pick it up and like kind of like the dainty, like barely touching it, and drop it into my satchel because I feel like that maybe there's an elven ritual for fallen elves that it's going to Rosalia, okay? I don't know, but I'm trying to be respectful, but it's gross. So in the meantime, I also while it's been looking through the body, I'm rifling through my satchel bag, and I've had so much time to tinker while playing with or adventuring with Panabon that I get out a little trinket. It's very small, probably about that big, and I slide it into Minya's little rollerball thing and say, "Go light it up." And I send Minya on his way, and basically what happens is it rolls on over there and does its little bounce up onto the cart and burrows underneath the body. Mm-hmm. And then the trinket is actually Flint, and so Minya starts spinning in place really fast, and the metal on the flint creates sparks to light up, and she does that several times under the body to light up the body and the cart, and then rolls away and returns to me.
Okay.
And when that happens, I'll give Panabon a little thumbs up and start heading away.
Okay, so yeah, that is that does kind of it takes a little while because there's not like straw in the wagon or anything. It is wood. Fairly dried wood, and the body has clothing that can kind of light up. So yeah, it suddenly there's smoke, Panabon, and there is a little bit of light.
Actually, I noticed that smoke happening, and I need to make a decision because that was not what I was expecting. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to thank the orcs for their service and this evening and join the entertainment, and I'm going to I'm just going to take a bow, and then I'm just going to shuffle off to Buffalo, which is a way of exiting a performance. Yeah.
Okay. All right. They turn, and all of a sudden they exclaim because their wagon's on fire, and they like rush over and are trying to figure out what to do, how best to put it out, and can we save the wagon kind of stuff. At least that's what you imagine they're saying. It's all in Orcish at this point.
Shay, what? Not that I don't love your style, but you did search the body before whatever you did, right?
I like the emphasized eye roll because I'm so over this shit. But I drop the bills and I'll drop the pouch in his hand, in their hand, and the bills I'm actually gonna hold on to because this group has proven very irresponsible with money.
Thank you.
We have. Yeah.
Thank you, but that's not what I mean. I mean, did you search for any information about whatever they did that caused you to follow them?
Oh, so here's the thing. So this Perunia was doing the fight and got her clock knocked, but right after, this creepy guy came up to Rosalia and threatened her and said he was going to kill her and take her ears. Or basically, he implied that. It wasn't really said. But then the orcs made them fight in the ring, and it was a fight to the death. So he's dead now. But I wanted to check if there was a reason that maybe he found us on him. Maybe a letter, maybe a bounty. I don't know. There wasn't, unless it's in that pouch. But then he had something that doesn't really belong to Rosalia, but I mean, she should decide what to do with it. And then also, I don't like bodies and all the bodies that have been coming back lately. So I wanted to make sure that it did, and especially when its life's goal was to kill elves.
Yes, I agree. Thank you for that. I also don't care for the dead bodies coming back to life in any shape or form. But a tip before next time that happens, I will just say that there are some messages that can happen in tattoo form. So next time before we burn the body, let's check to see if they belong to a guild that does tattoo work, because that could be good to know. But
fair. I might have been able to do a better job. I really wanted actually to get to, like, if they had a bigger wagon or something that was covered, I could have Misty stepped into there and just appeared and done the search myself. But from having to do it for a distance to not get caught, I couldn't.
No, you didn't get. I can't believe you went to the fight. Look at you.
I
growing up.
Did not enjoy it. I'm actually quite cross with everyone, but
well, you're going to be a little cross with me later because I have another errand to run before we go to bed. But it's a good errand. It's good. It's not stabbing, unfortunately.
Where have you been all day?
I went to. I can't believe I'm going to tell you the truth. I went to go see an herbalist. I went to go see someone for herbs.
For what reason? To what end?
Stabbing is taking longer than I like. I took way too long to take care of the boogie bad in the graveyard, and so I was able to procure some burial things, some incense, and so I know that you use magic, and magic is great, but for those of us with non-magical capabilities, I'm looking for secondary options.
You definitely just made that sound like Viagra that you got. I'm just saying.
Great. I was going
like
for
stabbing the Viagra. Like that's what I just heard.
Well,
I'm trying to be helpful. I don't know what else to do, but if stabbing takes a long time, then I need a second avenue of attack here.
And what exactly is this avenue that you are using with herbs?
I think it was Electric Avenue.
Yes, it's
Sorry,
well,
I'm quitting this adventure.
If it works, it's something that is kind of chemistry related that I think the good doctor might be able to mimic. So I don't know if it's going to work. But I told the herbalist that I was looking to dissolve some tree roots. So it's possible that I can at least take parts off of the main body and make it easier to stab and deal with. So I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe there's
You could have said all of that by saying one word: acid. We've talked about just. I appreciate that you were actually honest with me, but like. You dance around the honesty even. And if you had just said, oh, I went to find out if I could make some acid to help me fight better when we fight dead things, and I like realize that I'm getting louder and like people are starting to look at us, and I'm just like, but I'm on a roll and it's been a really bad day and I only got a short rest and I'm real cranky that we lost all of our money and people are trying to kill us. And then I kind of also remember like mid-rant that like we separated from the group again, and I look around and go, let's get back.
And I'm just smiling now because this is just fun for me. And I'm just like, I just kind of go, honesty is just hard. Honesty is just hard. And that's all that I say in response, because it's just like, I guess I could get a magic missile in the face, but I'm glad that Shay is expressing their frustration and not aiming a fireball at me while doing so. Like, that's a step up for me. So.
I mean, I do remember, the first time that Panabon decided to be honest with Shay, Shay tried to light him on fire, so...
I did not try. I succeeded.
Yes, you did succeed. I have a very long memory for that sort of thing. It's just, honesty is hard for a person like Panabon. But...
I appreciate you working on it, but it's been... It's been a trying couple of days and a trying couple of months, and let's just get back to the group and cut our losses since Perunia lost all our money.
I mean, do we know for sure that she lost all the money?
I mean, the point is to win the fights, right? I
mean, you could technically create a fog in the place, right?
No, I don't have that. I told you I'm working on it. I can try for you, but I'm hesitant because I don't know your intentions.
You could also light something on fire that could create smoke, whereas then dark vision visibility happens.
Yes, but these are orcs, and orcs tend to see well, I think, right?
Only if they expect the darkness, I think.
Yeah, I don't like to go on thinking. I like to know things before I do them. So I'll keep working on the smoke idea. I'm not working on the smoke idea, but I'll keep working on that. And let's get back to the others and see if everyone's all right and if we are broke or not. By the way, what's in that pouch?
This pouch in my hands?
The one I just gave you, yes.
The one that you gave me.
Smattering of coins.
It's things that will make life easier for us on our trip.
All right. I think we should have a public money fund and a private money fund because they're not very smart. They're good at hurting things that are trying to hurt us, but they've lost lots of money so far and seem to have poor impulse control. So I say that we kind of hold on to what we have and only let them know about the money that they've seen us collect. Does that sound good?
That's fair. I'm a big fan of having coins. I'm a big fan of an escape.
Meanwhile, back at the lodge.
Because we actually haven't made bets yet, right? Like, we didn't put the money up, did we?
I think you did.
No, I don't think that.
I want to say that some. I mean, everybody went in and, that said that that's what they're going to do. And then, in the excitement of everything as players, we didn't make those bets. But I'm sure, everybody kind of made some. So that said, not like all your money is gone. And also, I think that this guy, Flint, made a lot of money on Rosalia's fight. The rest of you didn't because you were very busy not betting in that fight.
I did not specify the amount of money because I wasn't sure with that. We didn't take the time with Danny to set how much money I had before. I think Flint had about between and about 5 gold piece left in his equipment when I built him. So he would have bet something like that.
Yeah. And that's easy. So, he's doubled his money, and so he's got a little bit of extra coin. The rest of you, like I said, you don't lose all of your money. There are other fights. Maybe you were betting on some of the other fights as well. So as you gather together, I mean, there you are in the thing. Some of the orcs kind of clap Perunia on the back. Some of the orcs give Rosalia that was good stuff. A couple of them want to see her sword. I don't know if Rosalia is keen to show them her sword, or if she's just let the sword kind of evaporate, because she can do that too.
It's evaporated.
All right, so yeah, she's like, no sword. They're looking for it.
What?
Like, where do you sheath that thing? Wow, Shayloon.
No, that was you, Danny. That was all you.
And that wasn't Shayloon. That was 100% Sarah.
Yeah, that's.
And it was
Can't take you people anywhere. All right. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of the orcs are generally happy with how everything went tonight. Exciting fights. There was a death match. That's always a good time. And the sort of temperature you got for the magic is that it was surprising, but not like entirely awe-striking, if you will. So, because we have to remember that magic has been, the first prestidigitation was done almost a decade ago at this point, and that was when magic kind of was first discovered. So even though the Tempest only just fell, you'd surmise basically that it didn't just fall all at once. It probably was weakening for a little bit of time before it fell. So people have seen magic. Most people have seen magic. It's just like really extra rare to see it, and when you see it, it's very interesting, and people tend to pay attention, but they don't. It's not like, oh my gosh, what is that? And if you're just a normal person, you probably don't make any distinctions between whether it's a warlock or a sorcerer or a wizard. Magic is magic, right? For a wizard, they will see that is not a thing we can do, and you're doing that some other way, and so that could bring questions to mind. But
so Lachlan sees all of this fanfare that's happening, and he looks around and he's like, hey, and he taps Perunia on the shoulder and goes, I think we're missing someone. Short in stature, kind of smart.
Where'd she go?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I think about it, and I'm like, we also don't have Panabon.
Oh, God.
No.
Oh, Malfrune.
All
right, I'll keep my eye out, and I'll go into the crowd.
Yeah, I start walking towards one of the entrances to look outside to see if I see anything.
And as I'm looking, I come across Flint, probably being surrounded by a bunch of friends or admirers, and I come up and, just slap him on the back and be like, wow, great match.
Oh, hey, yeah, you put on a good fight for someone.
Oh, no, I didn't. You cleaned my clock.
You just moved the wrong way and open yourself up for a few good ones, but that wasn't that bad. I can certainly see Flanopafel style coming back from when I was back there. I pretty much enjoy it. Hey, speaking of which, your friend with the pointy ears that just murdered that guy. I saw you guys. Some of your friends were doing things in the back. I'd be curious to discuss about that, but
as you'll notice, nobody did anything to you at your match, so we played fair.
They did not. I do have a little bit, and he gets closer. little bit of gadgets in my back, and he shows like the seems to be like clocks and things on his jacket, his bomber jacket, and stuff. I got a few like tricks up my sleeve too, so I'm okay with that. Appreciate they didn't do it during our fight. That was
No, ours was all fair and square. In fact, I'm a little bummed that they didn't try to help me out. What kind of friends are they anyway? Just kidding.
I mean, maybe I would have something to counter it, but maybe not. We'll see next time, huh?
Yeah, I haven't seen you in these fights before. We should get some drinks and catch up.
Yeah, your buddy with the pointy ears did help me make quite a pretty penny. So if you guys need drinks, it's all on me until I. And he turns to look at the guy on the throne, the big guy. I mean, I gotta keep it easy before I, well, maybe face that guy. But until then, you guys can be on my tab.
Appreciate it. Also, if you're gonna be in the final match, maybe I'll place a few coins on you myself.
I mean, I would appreciate it, and maybe I can get you some of your money back.
Yes, I think that sounds like a fantastic plan. We're in the market to buy randomly camels. Who knew?
Camels? Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they're bets, if they bet camel around here, but money should get you there. And maybe I know a guy. Listen, after all this, we can talk, and maybe I could help you people around the place. I've been there for a little bit, but you know, my shining smile, and you realize now that he already had a black eye before the fight started. His nose is crooked. He has a few cuts in the face. So my winning smile maybe help you guys get a little bit of a discount somewhere.
I shake my pro offer my hand. Perunia.
Flint. Nice to meet you, Perunia.
Nice to meet you officially, Flint.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna bring him over to where like Lachlan and Aegis are and introduce our new friend. And I'm like, Aegis, meet our new friend, pointedly at Aegis, because I know Aegis was being a jerk to him before. Meet our new friend, Flint.
Jerk.
Oh, hey.
Reluctantly hold out a hand.
He shakes it like a vigorous handshake. Like, nice to meet you. I like the getup and the shield. That's cool looking. Oh, and nice hat. And he tips his own like.
Thank you. Sorry, I can't talk more. I'm just trying to keep an eye out for a friend.
Okay. Can I help you find them? Is it the little one? I saw her like run around the battlefield and yell things at people while your friend back there.
Yeah, she needs to work on her insult game. We'll get her there.
And I mean, I'm not very good at like crap talking or anything. I'm just I'm there to fight, so I wouldn't say, but yeah, maybe.
Did you happen to see after the fight which way she started going?
I don't think so. I mean,
yeah.
Your magic blade friend just chopped that guy nearly in half, and then they took him off the back. But that's all I got. Yeah.
Did you see how much blood came out? That was my favorite part.
That was suspicious.
A little bit too much blood.
It was
it
was an odd amount of blood.
It was odd.
You never know what will happen in one of these fights. Am I right?
I guess you never know, but I did notice that a few of you people were pretty intense about it, and he winks and touches his nose.
And Lachlan.
You have an allergy?
I don't have an allergy, but I've been known to use gadgets in my days, so
yeah.
I mean, gadgets. I'm not saying anything. We're here among the orcs, and whatever you say can be held against you, I guess. But held against you very strongly. But you know, I have a keen eye sometimes.
Lachlan, Aegis, let's put all our money on this guy.
Oh, for sure. I'm already there.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, you put up a really good fight.
With the orcs here, like they like a big flashy fight. I'm not that great at that. I usually get straight to the point, but maybe I can take down the big guy.
As you're saying this, one of the orcs comes up and grabs you. It's time of the
What? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Pleasure to meet you. People are just gonna. I guess I gotta go.
You've got
Right,
this.
And here's
so
here's a few bills to pay the drink during the thing. You just cheer on out.
all right, so yeah, you
that
head over
guy.
there and try something really quick. So this is a thing. It is somebody put this on Kobold Press. We'll see how this goes. All right. There is the way this works is that it's a 5-round match, so that's kind of how they do it. Instead of like fighting back and forth, you basically choose either strength or dexterity, athletics or acrobatics as your fighting style. You roll a check, and whoever has the higher check wins that round, and it's best 3 out of 5. At the end of the check, it's not just like, okay, you won. It's whoever wins the round can kind of describe just how the round goes, right? And then if you win by more than 5 points, then there's a chance that you actually just score a knockout.
Okay. As a what are they called? A fighter, could I use some of my superiority dice to influence my check, which is kind of part of my things that really.
Very specifically, these rules say that you can spend your superiority dice to add it to the check.
Well, there you go.
Very convenient, that is.
Yes.
Convenient.
All right. So this fellow steps up into the ring, and I want to say that it was a break row. I didn't write that down last week because I forgot about him.
Oh,
Forgot about the champion of the Blue Joke Lodge in Mercadashta.
It is
champion.
Breako. It is. I wrote it down.
So I did remember. So yeah. So you see on the other side, Breako is. I mean, this is just like a Hulk of an orc. Massive. Doesn't have any anything above the waist in terms of clothing. He's just showing off his chest and his arms. And he turns around and just like throws his hands up as the other orcs, cheer on their champion. And then finally he turns.
Shadow's answering back, cheering for Flint. It's a small group.
Yeah. As he turns, he points at Flint. And then points down to the floor of the ring, beckoning you to enter.
Well, Flint is gonna put out his cigar and throw it away, and he's gonna slowly walk into the thing and get a wrestler kind of stance ready for the battle.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let's see something. There it is. Okay. So, with that, you square off. Are there any bets that anyone would like to make now?
Yes. I bet all my money.
Okay.
Bet my money and Roland. Well, not Roland. Aegis's money, because Aegis told me to bet his money.
Okay, so you're all betting now. So the odds are 2 to 1. So that's pretty good at this point. So in the first round of the battle, let's go ahead and get your and with any superiority dice you want to roll,
Go ahead.
Get your check in, and I am going to also get a check in. So I'm going to turn on
Flint
this.
is going to use the first round to gauge his opponent, so he's not going to use superiority dice just yet. Just going in straight up.
All right.
Nice.
Nice.
That's not bad, straight up. 1 second.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
Yeah, all right. So with that tie, nobody wins the round. It's mostly just it's like the two of them are sizing each other up, just kind of making sure that just where there might be openings, where somebody's got a weakness in their defense. And yeah, so just circling each other, a couple of jabs in, a couple of like half-hearted like attacks and feints. But at the end of the round, nobody is declared the winner of that round, and so everybody, they go back to their corners and prepare for the next round. Unfortunately, we are out of time today, and we would go on a little bit to finish this little fight, but again, apparently there's some sort of big event, sportsing event that everyone wants to go check out. So. Go Chiefs! By the way, I used to like sportsing, but then my team was the Chiefs, and they were not winners, and it made me sad all the time, and I was tired of being sad, and so I quit liking sportsing. And now they're winning, and I'm all like, I don't care. But other people do, so we are going to send them off to watch their game, the Super Bowl. There is a commercial that's going to open up that Alex had something to do with. I heard she directed it or whatever. So make sure you watch that McDonald's commercial. If it makes you feel good, thank Alex. If it doesn't make you feel good, she had nothing to do with it. Yeah, we will see everybody next week. And also the Kickstarter, don't forget.
Yeah.
If it's still February 2021.
remalternus.com/kick.
/kick.
Check it out.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.